Have you ever looked around at people your age and wondered, why does she still have so much energy? Or, how does he look so young at 75? Some folks seem to keep going with that spark in their eye, that bounce in their step, while others slow down, get tired more easily, or seem older than they really are. Here's the truth. It's not just genetics. Science is showing more and more that the way you live, the little things you do every day, can have a huge impact on how long you live and how well you live. And no, we're not talking about running marathons or going vegan overnight. I'm talking about real, doable habits that people just like you are using to add not only years to their lives, but life to their years. If you're over 60, this message is for you. Because believe it or not, it's not too late. You can still make simple changes that research shows can add 10, even 12 more vibrant years to your life. So today, let's talk about the science-backed habits that are helping people stay sharp, strong and joyful, well into their 80s and 90s. Let's start with something surprisingly powerful and completely free. Moving your body. A little bit every single day. Now I know what you might be thinking. I'm too old for intense workouts, or my knees can't handle that anymore. And I get it. But here's the good news. You don't need to exercise like a teenager to get the benefits. Research shows that even 30 minutes of light movement a day, like walking, gentle stretching, gardening, or dancing in your kitchen, can significantly lower your risk of heart disease, stroke, and even certain cancers. But that's not all. Movement improves your balance, your mood, your sleep, your digestion, and yes, even your memory. Let me tell you about a man named Harold. He's 82, lives in a small town, and every morning he walks to the park, sits on the same bench, feeds the birds, then walks back home. It takes him about 45 minutes round trip. Nothing fancy, no gym, but he does it every single day. When someone asked Harold how he stays so healthy, he just said, "I keep moving so I don't rust." That stuck with me. Because it's true, your body isn't designed to sit still all day. Sitting too much is now considered as dangerous as smoking. And for older adults, it speeds up aging more than almost anything else. So whether it's a walk around the block, stretching during TV commercials, or light chores around the house, just for every day. Now let's talk about something you might not expect to make such a big difference: your relationships. Yes, the people around you, the conversations you have, the sense of connection and community you feel. Because here's what science says: social connection is one of the biggest predictors of longevity. In fact, a famous Harvard study that tracked people for over 80 years found that the quality of your relationships is more important than your cholesterol levels or income when it comes to living longer and staying happier. Think about that. More important than your diet. More important than your blood pressure. Have you ever noticed how some people, after losing a spouse or drifting away from old friends, seem to age almost overnight? Loneliness isn't just sad, it's dangerous. It increases your risk of depression, memory loss, and even early death. So how do you turn that around? It doesn't mean you need a huge circle of friends or a calendar packed with events. Sometimes it starts with just one person. Call an old friend, join a local walking group, invite someone over for tea, say hello to the neighbor you've waved at for years but never really spoken to. It's never too late to make new connections or to strengthen old ones. And it might just be the most life-extending thing you do this year. Now, let's shift to something a little more personal. Something you experience every single day, and yet most people underestimate its power. Your mindset. How you think. How you talk to yourself. How you view aging, challenges, and even your own worth. Here's what research has found. People who have a positive outlook on aging live up to 7 years longer than those with a negative view. 7 years. Just from believing that growing older doesn't mean growing worse. If you wake up thinking, I'm too old, what's the point? Your body listens. But if you wake up and say, this is a new day and I'm still here, what can I do with it? Your body listens to that too. Your thoughts shape your health more than you realize, and the older we get, the more important it is to guard your mental space. You're not done. You're not used up. You're not invisible. You are wiser, stronger, and more equipped than ever to create meaning in your life. And if that's not a reason to keep going, I don't know what is. Now that we've talked about the power of movement, connection, and mindset, let's keep going, because there are still 3 more habits you can start using, beginning today, that can truly change the next decade of your life. Now that we've talked about how movement, connection, and mindset can powerfully impact your health and add years to your life, let's keep going. Because the next habit is one that often gets overlooked, not because it's unimportant, but because it's so simple, most people just don't realize how much it matters. Let's talk about what you eat. Now, I'm not here to tell you to follow some trendy diet or cut out everything you love. That's not realistic. But the truth is, what you put on your plate each day plays a massive role in how long and how well you live. Studies from all over the world, including the famous Blue Zones research, which looked at areas with the longest living people on Earth, show that a simple, mostly plant-based diet with real whole foods can add up to a decade to your life. It doesn't have to be complicated. Think fresh fruits, leafy greens, beans, nuts, whole grains, and a little fish here and there. In Okinawa, Japan, where some of the healthiest seniors in the world live, people eat sweet potatoes, tofu, seaweed, and small amounts of fish. In Sardinia, Italy, it's lentils, olive oil, and red wine in moderation. Loma Linda, California, it's mostly vegetables, grains, and nuts. What they all have in common isn't some fancy meal plan. It's simplicity, consistency, and natural food that nourishes the body without processed junk. So here's the question to ask yourself. What's on your plate? Are you eating to fill the time, or are you eating to fuel your body for the next 20 years? If you can make just one change, start with this. Add more color to your meals. Bright, vibrant foods like berries, tomatoes, spinach, carrots are packed with antioxidants and nutrients that fight inflammation, protect your brain, and boost your immune system. And here's something else to think about. How you eat matters just as much as what you eat. Rushed meals in front of the TV? That sends your body into stress mode. But when you eat slowly at the table, maybe even with someone else, your digestion improves, your body absorbs nutrients better, and your whole experience becomes more enjoyable. Now let's shift gears and talk about something most people don't associate with longevity, but science absolutely does. Sleep. Yep. Getting enough, good quality sleep is one of the most underrated habits for a longer life. And I know as we get older, sleep can become trickier. You might fall asleep easily but wake up at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling. Or maybe you struggle with staying asleep and you start your day feeling groggy and drained. But here's the thing. When your body sleeps, it heals. Your brain clears out waste. Your cells repair themselves. Your hormones rebalance. Good sleep supports memory, heart health, immune function, and even your mood. According to one study, people who consistently sleep 7 to 8 hours per night have a lower risk of heart disease, stroke, obesity, and even early death. So if you're tossing and turning every night, it's not something to brush off. There are simple things you can do to improve your sleep. Start by creating a relaxing evening routine. Dim the lights, avoid screens before bed, keep your bedroom cool and quiet, and go to bed and wake up around the same time every day, even on weekends. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, try not to panic. Instead of staring at the clock, try deep breathing or quietly reading something peaceful until your body feels sleepy again. And here's a little bonus tip. Get some morning sunlight. Just 10-15 minutes of natural light in the morning can Reset your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep at night. It sounds small, but it's incredibly powerful. Now we've covered movement, mindset, connection, diet, and sleep. But there's one more habit I want to share with you, one that ties everything else together. It's something that can keep your heart light, your brain young, and your soul fulfilled. And the best part? You don't need money, talent, or even a long to-do list to have it. We've talked about moving your body, building strong relationships, keeping a positive mindset, eating well, and sleeping deeply. And now we come to something that doesn't get nearly enough attention when it comes to longevity, but might just be the most meaningful of all: having purpose. That feeling of waking up in the morning and knowing why you're here, that your day matters, that you matter. See, when we're younger, our days are often full of structure, raising kids, working a job, caring for others. But after retirement, or after the kids move out, that structure starts to fade. And sometimes, without realizing it, so does our sense of purpose. But here's what researchers have found. People who live with a strong sense of purpose live longer. They have lower rates of Alzheimer's, heart disease, depression, and even chronic inflammation. And it doesn't matter what age you are. Finding purpose at 60, 70, 80, or beyond still gives your body and brain a powerful reason to keep going strong. So what does purpose look like? It could be caring for your grandchildren. It could be volunteering at your local church, library, or animal shelter. Maybe it's mentoring someone younger, starting a small garden, learning a new instrument, writing down your life stories. Purpose isn't about being busy, it's about being fulfilled. One woman I spoke with, her name's Maria, 79 years old, said she felt lost after her husband passed. Her days felt empty. Then one day she started writing postcards to people in care homes who didn't get visitors. Just a little note once or twice a week. Within a few months it turned into a routine, then a passion. She made new friends. She found new joy. Her doctor said her blood pressure went down and her smile came back. Purpose heals. And it doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be yours. So maybe today is the day to ask yourself, what gives my life meaning right now? If the answer isn't clear, that's okay. You can try new things, explore new interests, and most importantly, stay curious. Now, let's take a breath and look at what we've covered together. 6 simple but powerful habits, each backed by science, each totally within your reach. Moving your body daily, even just a little. Staying connected to others and nurturing relationships. Feeding your mind positive, purposeful thoughts. Eating foods that fuel you, not drain you. Sleeping deeply so your body and mind can restore. And living with purpose, knowing that your life still holds value, direction, and joy. You don't need to do it all at once. You don't need to be perfect. Even choosing just one habit to focus on this week can make a world of difference. Because here's the beautiful truth. You are not too old to get healthier. You are not too old to feel better, to grow, to laugh, to love, to try something new. You still have time, and how you spend that time is entirely up to you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 6 habits spoke to you the most? Is there one you're already doing, or one you want to start? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts with the community. You never know who you might inspire just by showing up. And if this video was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up. It helps others find this information. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this, with real advice to help you stay strong, independent, and full of life, no matter your age. Because aging doesn't have to mean fading away. It can mean stepping into your strength, your wisdom, and the best years yet to come. Here's to living longer and living well. I'll see you in the next one.